Hey everybody, and welcome to the first ever NSR Charity Showcase. This was filmed in May 2025, and what you'll see is 5 amazing organizations and what they do on the North Shore, pitched by our members. From this meeting, a couple things are going to happen. So the group voted for our next affiliate appreciation. $1 from each ticket will go to each of those 5 organizations. Secondly, we're going to coordinate a volunteer event with the REAL program to maybe assemble some of their little tiny library shelters. And the third is during our 2025 June Expo, we're going to partner with No Child Goes Hungry for a donation drive in association with the event. So if you want to skip forward, go down in the description. We'll have timestamps there. Otherwise, enjoy.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. And primarily, I'd love to thank the NSR community for establishing this new initiative. It's wonderful. And for the opportunity to be in the first class, so to speak, for the charity showcase consideration. So I became a volunteer a couple of years ago by sponsoring a blood drive for the Massachusetts Northeast chapter of the American Red Cross. And last summer, I was honored to join the board of directors for a 3-year term. Most people recognize the name American Red Cross, but there's so much more than blood donation campaigns and disaster relief. Would you be surprised to know that the Red Cross serves active military, their families, and veterans? This connection prompted me to add a community outreach called Veteran Blessing Bags to the 2 blood drives I've hosted. With the generosity of Greater North Shore community and a handful of corporate sponsors who donated items like socks, gloves, hats, and personal hygiene products, we filled 40 blessing bags in 2024 and 60 in 2025, with the goal of 100 veteran blessing bags next year in 2026. We also hope to add a veteran appreciation lunch in 2026 to expand the scope of the blood drive and the veteran blessing bags. The bags are distributed to veterans throughout the network of local veteran service agents in each of the recipient communities. Just last month, the local Red Cross chapter canvassed neighborhoods in Peabody for its campaign called Sound the Alarm. A team of volunteers distributed door hangers to alert residents about how they can obtain free smoke detectors and installation through the Red Cross Sound the Alarm program. There's an exciting Red Cross NSR conversation getting underway to help get the word out to NSR members about becoming Red Cross volunteers for disaster relief and damage assessment. More on that to follow. I'm grateful to be here and with you, all of you. I thank you so much. And the Massachusetts Northeast chapter of the American Red Cross would be honored to be a beneficiary of this new community initiative. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Michelle D'Amico. I work for Century 21 Northeast as a broker support specialist. Public speaking is not in my wheelhouse. I usually make my husband do this stuff. I don't like all eyes on me, but I'm here for my son, and I can tell you he's the only one I will do this for. I apologize for not being there in person, but I'm at speech with him right now, so I'm in the car, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to raise awareness. I had to write this all down, so I'm going to read it word by word so I don't trip all over myself. The charity my husband and I do a lot of fundraising for is the Massachusetts Down Syndrome Congress, or as we call them, the MDSC. We do it in honor of my son, Jackson. My husband and I were told that we couldn't have children, so imagine our surprise in 2021 when we found out I was pregnant. After some blood work, we were told my son was high risk with having trisomy 21, or as it's more commonly called, Down syndrome. My husband and I were offered further testing, which we declined. We knew no matter what, we were going to love this little boy and give him the best life possible. Jackson was born November 9th, 2021, and he is the most amazing thing to ever happen to us, and he does indeed have Down syndrome. The MDSC is a key factor in helping mass families who have someone in their family with Down syndrome. From planning fun outings and introducing families to each other, to holding learning sessions for the individuals with Down syndrome to help them succeed in life. The MDSC has been there for us literally since the day Jackson was born, and we are grateful for all they have offered us. Their mission is to ensure individuals with Down syndrome in Massachusetts are valued, included, and given the opportunities to pursue fulfilling lives by providing information, networking opportunities, and advocating for people with Down syndrome and their families, educators, healthcare professionals, and the community at large, and that they do. We usually do two things to raise awareness and funds for the MDSC every year. On March 21st, it's World Down Syndrome Day, and you wear your craziest socks. We post all over social media to send us photos of your crazy socks, and for every pair that my husband and I get, we donate $1. This year, we had over 250 pairs of socks sent to us, and unbeknownst to us, one of my friends took it upon herself to get her workplace involved, and they raised over $130. Then the Saugus, Massachusetts girls softball team, the Sachems, made another donation of $100. So all in all, we made a donation to the MDSC for $500. The North Shore Realtors did a feature on Jackson in their newsletter, so you may have already heard about this, which was absolutely amazing. The second event we do is a golf tournament. My brother-in-law puts it all together to raise funds. We're always looking for raffles, sponsors, golfers, and of course, financial donations as well. This year will be our 4th annual golf tournament, and we look forward to it every year. The funds we raise go directly to the MDSC, and in turn, the MDSC holds an ice hockey game with the Boston Bruins alumni. Every November, players on the MDSC All-Stars team, including my brother-in-law, many of whom have a loved one with Down syndrome like Jackson, sharpen their skates to face off against the Bruins greats of yesteryear. For 16 years, the MDSC and the Boston Bruins alumni have joined forces to support people with Down syndrome and their families. This is another day that we always look forward to. The MDSC advocates for all individuals with Down syndrome. They bring awareness, help families in need. They are here for any questions, concerns, or issues we may have. They hold play groups so we can get all the kids together. We can sign up for Zoom meetings where we can share our stories, our kids' successes, or something they may be struggling with. Some of the families we have met through the Massachusetts Down Syndrome Congress have basically become family, and it's all thanks to the MDSC. So we do whatever we can to support them as they do us. If you'd like to follow Jackson and all of his shenanigans, and there are a lot of shenanigans, you can find us on Facebook. My page is Michelle Ward D'Amico, and he's quite entertaining and adorable. I appreciate you taking the time and letting me speak today, and I hope in the future we can do some fundraising together. Thank you.
For those that don't know me, my name is Mike Skinner. I work for Casal Skinner Realty with my beloved wife, Ann Casal Skinner. So if you were at the Spring Forum, you heard her story of polycystic kidney disease. If you weren't, I'll give it to you in a nutshell. Basically, she has a genetic disorder which has caused her kidneys to shut down and fail. It's called polycystic kidney disease. And so from when she had her first transplant in 2011, I got involved with the PKD Foundation. They have an annual walk. All the money gets raised, goes directly to research, plus other support programs that are out there. And it was at the night of her first transplant, I know she said two, I was sitting there and I said, this isn't over. We don't know when it's gonna, and how long this donated kidney is gonna last, and whatnot. So I decided to get involved. And so for the last 14 years, I've been actively involved in raising money and awareness for the Polycystic Kidney Foundation. Every year we have an annual walk in Boston. They have walks around the country, but I'm the one that, by virtue of everybody just saying, I can't do this anymore, have become the coordinator. So I got enlisted. I was the co-coordinator in the second year. did it for about 4 or 5 years, passed it off to somebody else. They did it for a couple of years. I remained on the committee, and then they had to step down. I stepped back in, found another person. They did it for a year. I stepped back in again. So I'm not going anywhere. The walk this year is September 13th. It's at the DCR Art Sandy Park. We're basically, we generate funds. There are opportunities for sponsorships that start at like $750 and go all the way up to like $10,000. But I guess primarily I would just be looking for a donation for our team. So we have created a team, Calling All Kidneys, and you can find us on Facebook too. The page isn't as active as it has been when we were looking for a live donor back in 2009, 2010. But it's a cause that is very near and dear to my heart. I don't have PKD, but my wife has it, 2 brother-in-laws that have it, and then my 2 daughters also have it. We got 2 sons that don't have it, so that's a positive thing. So the next best thing I can do is to kind of help raise awareness and try to raise some funds. So that's it. I think I kept it under 5 minutes. When Patrick told me that, I could sit here and talk for hours about kidney disease and get off onto some pretty long tangents. But if you want to talk kidneys, I gladly will do it offline. I'm just as passionate about that as I am real estate. So anyways, thank you for the opportunity to give my little spiel without props or anything written
You don't
down.
need props.
Jan's scaring me. She comes in look at the wall behind her.
Okay, for people that don't know me, I'm Jan Pellegrini. I've been a big part of the North Shore Association of Realtors, and Patrick will always be my president. Sorry, Patrick. Right now, I'm the president of the Greater Newburyport Association of Realtors. So in 2013, the REAL program was born. It stands for Reading, Education, Assistance, and Learning. And I want you to know why this program is so important to me. I came from a very difficult childhood. I had 2 parents that fought endlessly. I'd leave home for school and I couldn't focus. So I was always in a state of survival. So imagine if there was a program like this REAL program, I would have been there in a heartbeat. The way this program works is it gets little children to read, and how they do that is they have volunteers to go to this REAL program, which is located in Lynn, and they sit down and they read to these children. And most of these children don't have anything, very, very little in life, and so do their parents. So when you read to them, it gives these kids this opportunity to think that I can read a book too, and it gets these little creatures into thinking about this imaginary world filled with treasures. And once they can get into that world, the world that they're actually living in becomes better. So it helps them impact their future. So the REAL program is started by Jan Plor about 10 years ago when I was around when she started it. She didn't have anything but a couple of dollars in her pocket, but she did own the Learning Tree stores around here. And she did only have types of books and toys that kids could only learn from. From there, she started this. This is her passion. So it's to strengthen literacy, starting in Lynn, and it's a model for success by providing and accessing books, educational programs, vital resources that we empower children, families, and communities to build brighter futures. They also have an after-school program and a before-school program where they provide these kids with little snacks, and they're there not only for the children, but for the parents. A lot of the parents can't speak English, and they don't know how to advocate for their kids. So there's always a volunteer. This is almost 95% volunteer. And it's just a little place. They don't have a lot of money. But what they do have, which really goes deep into my heart, and why I brought you this, is they make these little libraries, okay? So they've had 70 little libraries that they have put all over the city of Lynn in different strategic places that had partners, where they put them in waiting rooms and so forth. And so the kids could grab a book. And I'm gonna quickly go through, they've distributed 350,000 books. And a little fact that I didn't know about, is nearly 25% of children test below the proficiency level in reading by grade 3, a critical predictor of success later in life. And research shows that children who attend high quality preschools are 20% more likely to graduate from high school. And adults that are proficient in English can make at least $20,000 more. And this program, really what it comes down to is we want to make Lynn the city of readers. Let's see what it's in. So North Shore could get involved by helping. I remember we made the beds. We could get involved in making the little libraries. And the little libraries, they were also coming to Gloucester, as I put up here. They're not just gonna be in Lynn, they're just gonna go all over. They wanna go viral. But I wanna read to you one little last thing. I was gonna say a lot, but I know time's precious. Christine Fernandez, this is what she had to say about the Real program. Working at the Real program has been one of the more incredible experiences I have ever had. Over the past few weeks, I've learned so much and have grown both personally and professionally. What makes this experience even more special is my deep personal connection with the program. Growing up, I was part of the Real program myself, where I developed my reading skills and formed lasting bonds. Returning as an intern feels like coming home. It's both nostalgic and amazing to be able to pay it forward and help kids who are walking in the same shoes I once did. And that really goes to my heart. Now, I don't have children, so why am I for this? Because I know that if these programs existed when I was a kid, it would have given me a lot of joy. All right, because I didn't pick up a book till I was 30. So there you go.
I am a lifelong Peabody resident, and I am going to be talking about No Child Goes Hungry in Peabody, which I actually didn't even know existed until I went to a block party maybe 5 years ago, and the person who was hosting it did a donation. We had to bring food donations and backpacks, and that kind of led me to my subsequent block parties that I've hosted. I've always made a donation component to it. I'll provide food and drinks for people if you bring these donation items. So that is what I'm going to be talking about. So No Child Goes Hungry in Peabody is more than a community program. It's a mission fueled by compassion, connection, and the belief that every child deserves to have their basic needs met. Over the years, I've had the privilege of organizing multiple school supply and food drives, in addition to backpacks, in support of this initiative. But now, as the parent of a school-age child, this mission has taken on an even deeper meaning. I see firsthand how important it is for kids to feel prepared, supported, and cared for, not just at home, but throughout their day at school. This program was created to ensure that no child in Peabody goes without. It provides nutritious snacks and meals to students who may otherwise go hungry, not only during the school day, but also after they go home and on the weekends when food access becomes even more limited. It does not stop at food. The program also supplies backpacks, school supplies, socks, and gloves. And these small items make a huge difference, especially during our very cold winters here. Thanks to the generosity of local volunteers, businesses, and schools, No Child Goes Hungry in Peabody is changing lives quietly and powerfully every single day. As a mom, a community member, and someone committed to making a difference, I'm honored to be part of this effort. Together, hopefully with some assistance, we are building a Peabody where every child feels seen, supported, and set up to thrive, because every child deserves that. And that is all.